Hey guys, new video. This time it's a review of a game, and this is actually going to be an interesting video because this game, it's a game that's done by someone that I know, a subscriber of mine, actually, a longtime subscriber. He's shown me a lot of support over the years, and he was making this game for I think it's quite a few months. I don't know how long. You gotta tell me how long you've been working on this game. He goes by the name of Invert Mouse. He's been working on this game called Unhack, and it finally released. He's got it done, and he actually was kind enough to send me a review copy. And I thought I'd do a video on it, giving my impressions on the game. And I'll say right now, definitely check out this game. I'll have links to his website, the Steam Greenlight page. It's on Steam Greenlight there, where you can vote for that. But because this is a really great game, I really enjoyed this. Now, I'll start off with, like what I always do, with the story. Now, the interesting thing with this game in terms of story is that it is a story-driven game, yet at the same time, it's a puzzle game, sort of a puzzle game, which I'm actually not really into puzzle games that much. I don't know if I've said that, but puzzle games have always been kind of a turnoff for me. But this game I quite enjoyed, and I think it has to do with the fact that there is actually a really great storyline here that's kind of propelling you towards the end of the game. It's like a good balance between story and actual gameplay, the puzzle gameplay, which actually the puzzle gameplay is really good too, and I really enjoyed it. But the story was very impressive here, and the weird thing about it is the fact that this game's kind of it's like a visual novel type game that's very influenced by anime for sure. You definitely get an anime feel from this storyline and just the way the game's set up, and I'll talk about that later. But so you've got that, right? You've got this story that's going along, kind of in visual novel fashion, where you're going through dialogue, voice acted dialogue, other than your main character, and there's a reason for that, which I'll get to in the story. But you're going through a bunch of dialogue, and as you're kind of going from mission to mission, you've got dialogue, and then you can get into the gameplay. And while you're actually playing the game, dialogue can come up and voice acting can come up. So the story is always there, and it's always kind of propelling you forward. And you won't be playing the game for too long before another story segment will pop up. And the story, it's really great. I really enjoyed the story here. Basically, a virus, the 5K worm virus. It's this virus that's kind of spread across the entire world and kind of infected a bunch of machines all across the world. And you're working for a company called Smash Security. And you're what's called an unhacker. And Smash Security has AI, and you've got an AI companion named Weedy. And she kind of helps you go through these machines and kind of get rid of this virus. And I don't want to spoil much more than that because the story actually takes some very interesting turns, and it was definitely I wasn't expecting actually a lot of the things that happen in this game. It's got a nice, everything ramps up really nicely. It starts off pretty simple and then just gets pretty crazy towards the end, and it reminded me of like an anime. It really did, with the characters, which the characters, like the AI, are like what you'd find in like an anime, female characters, and with the voice acting adding to it, it really felt like ripped from an anime. These characters, with the dialogue and the way they spoke, and just the humor in this game. There's a nice amount of humor in here too, which is great. It can be dark towards the end, but there is still a good amount of humor here. But yeah, the dialogue is really great, and the story, again, really, it kind of propels you forward. You want to see, how this storyline's going to end, and your character actually, because you're typing on a computer and you're talking to these AI by typing on your computer, you don't have a voice, but these AI companions do have a voice, which I thought was really interesting. So yeah, the story is really great. Definitely my favorite part of the game by far. And now I guess we'll get to, well, I'll go over the music. The music's really good. It's kind of like techno-ish, which really fits with the computer hacking type feel of the game. It's all about hacking and computer systems and that. So it really fits the game really well, and it's really catchy and upbeat. I really enjoyed the music. Now, the voice acting. This is really good voice acting. I was really impressed with the voice acting in this. Like, it's honestly up to the quality that you'd find in a JRPG with good voice acting, like the Tales games, for instance. Like, it's that good, the voice acting here, and it really added to the game. I really enjoyed the music and the voice acting. Visually, well, actually, I'll talk about the gameplay before the visuals. The gameplay. Now, this is like an indie game, so the gameplay is quite simple, but it's very engaging at the same time, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. This is a short game. It only took me a few hours. I actually beat it in one sitting, so I really didn't get bored of it, which is good. Now, this game, basically, you kind of control a square through these like really short, almost corridor-like pathways, and I'll have gameplay in this video to show you exactly what it looks like. And you kind of move with like the WASD keys. You move up, down, left, right, and once you press the right button, say you're at one spot, like right, you're at a slot in this like, and the environments kind of look like mazes. They're kind of like mazes almost, but if you press right, your character will move all the way to the right, and you can stop like midway. You can like press left while you're going right and go back. But it's simple, you know, just up, down, left, right movement. But you got to watch out for a bunch of different traps. And as you're moving from slot to slot, certain slots will have different effects. Some of them might teleport you across the map. There might be like enemies thrown in here where you got to step on like green slots and they'll shoot a laser beam that will destroy these enemies. So there are enemies to actually fight in this game, which is interesting. And you know, you got to actually be able to dodge. And the main point of the game, you really got to like focus on what path you're going to take to get to the next screen. So you really got to study the enemies and the obstacles that are awaiting you. There's 3 difficulty levels. There's normal, I think brutal, and then like a difficult mode. On normal mode, you get infinite health. So if you die, you just get sent back to a flag checkpoint. Like, there's checkpoints all over the place in this game, so you'll never have to worry about replaying a really long section over again. So there's a lot of checkpoints, and you're given infinite health. So normal mode, I'll admit, it's pretty easy. But I didn't mind that so much because I really don't. I'm not good at puzzle games. I'm not good at this kind of game. So I'm kind of glad it was a bit easy, and I don't mind an easy game every once in a while. But if you try the difficult modes, the higher up difficulty levels, they're pretty tough. Enemies move faster, and you have health now. Only 3 health in the hardest mode, so you know, the game's set up in 10 different missions. There's 10 episodes. So you're gonna have to replay the whole thing again if you lose all 3 of your health. So you really got to pay attention and really got to play well there. And the game ramps up quite nicely. And the thing I love best about this game is that new obstacles are always being shown to you. You're never doing like the same thing like too many times. Like it's constantly introducing new ideas to you, which I always love in games. You know, when you're not doing the same thing over and over and over again. But yeah, it's a simple puzzle game, but it works. It's effective, and it looks nice too. It's got a great visual style, that goes with the setting of the game. So yeah, it's just overall a really great indie game. I very much enjoyed this. And I definitely recommend checking it out if you're into puzzle games, or if you're into JRPGs, anime. Even if you're not into puzzle games, you might really enjoy this because the story reminds me of anime. If you like anime or JRPGs, you're gonna love this for sure. It's very interesting, and it's unique because I've never really seen anything like this, like a puzzle game mixed with like a Japanese visual novel. Really great stuff. Now, where to find this game? You can go to his website. On his website, it tells you all about the game. You can download a demo, actually, a 4-episode demo, and then you can buy the game there for $5, which is definitely worth the $5, especially with those difficulty levels. I mean, like I said before, it's short, maybe almost too short. But at the same time, though, it doesn't overstay its welcome, and that I liked. And you know what? I'm liking shorter games nowadays. I'm kind of, unless it's an RPG, I don't like these really long, drawn-out games anymore. But yeah, I'll leave a link to his website. Also leave a link to the Steam Greenlight page so you can vote for it and hopefully get this game on Steam, because that would be really cool if that happened. But yeah, I'll think of some other links I can put in the description box there. But yeah, definitely check this game out. I really enjoyed it, and it was a nice way to kind of cleanse my palate. I've been playing so many RPGs lately that's nice. It was nice to play a game like this, which is normally like a game like this is kind of out of my range. Like I don't really play these types of games really, so it was nice to play something different for a change. So yeah, definitely check this game out. Anyways, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.